6 months ago, I was charging one flat rate for my AI build-out work. $12,000, take it or leave it. I thought I was being simple and transparent. I was actually leaving 60% of my revenue on the table. After I rebuilt my pricing into 3 tiers, my average deal size went from $12,000 to $27,000 in a single quarter. Same offer, same delivery, same me, just different packaging. Let me tell you exactly what I changed and why it worked. The mistake I was making is one I see almost every service business make. I was selling one thing at one price. The logic feels clean. Here's what I do. Here's what it costs. Easy decision. But that's not how buyers actually make decisions. When a buyer is presented with one option, they are not deciding between your offer and your competitor. They are deciding between your offer and doing nothing. And doing nothing wins most of the time. Because the brain treats one choice as a yes-no question. And the safe answer to most yes-no questions is no. When you give a buyer 3 options, you change the question entirely. Now they are not deciding whether to buy. They are deciding which one to buy. That shift from whether to which is the most expensive shift in sales psychology nobody talks about. So here's what I built. Tier 1, I called it Foundation. $6,000. It's deliberately limited. One AI agent, basic automation, a simple dashboard. It exists for one reason, to be the anchor at the bottom that makes the middle look reasonable. I will tell you straight up, I don't actually want anyone to buy Foundation. About 12% of leads do, and that's fine, but it's not the goal. Tier 2, Operations, $18,000. 3 agents, full automation suite, custom dashboard, 90 days of optimization. This is the one I built the entire pricing model to sell. About 64% of buyers land here. Tier 3, Command, $42,000. 5 agents, voice AI integration, 12 months of optimization, dedicated Slack channel with me. About 24% of buyers pick this. I expected almost nobody to. They surprise me. Now here's the math that matters. Before tiers, 100% of buyers paid $12,000. Average deal $12,000. After tiers, 12% pay $6,000, 64% pay $18,000, 24% pay $42,000. Run that math. Average deal size is now $27,000 and change. More than doubled. Same lead flow, same close rate roughly, just different packaging. Here's the contrarian piece most pricing advice misses. People think tiered pricing works because it gives the buyer choice. That's backwards. Tiered pricing works because it gives the buyer permission. The middle tier gets chosen not because it's the best value. It gets chosen because picking it feels safe. The cheap one feels like you're cutting corners. The expensive one feels like you're showing off. The middle one feels responsible, adult, reasonable. The middle tier is not where the value is. The middle tier is where the social permission to spend money lives. Your job as the seller is to engineer the middle tier so the buyer talks themselves into it. The mistake most owners make when they try to add tiers is they make the cheap tier too good. They want to be fair. They want to give value. So the foundation tier ends up being a real offer that solves the real problem, and then most buyers pick it because why pay more? You have to make the bottom tier deliberately incomplete. Not bad, not low quality, but obviously missing pieces a serious buyer would want. The bottom tier exists to teach the buyer what a complete solution looks like by being missing those things. And you have to make the top tier deliberately ambitious. Bigger than most people will buy, because the top tier exists to make the middle look like the safe adult choice. When a buyer sees $42,000 and gets sticker shock, $18,000 suddenly feels measured. If your top tier feels like a stretch, your middle tier is doing its job. Let me give you the real example beyond me. I had a client, residential plumber. He was charging $800 for a water heater install. Flat rate. We rebuilt it into 3 tiers. Standard install, $800. Premium install with extended warranty and same-day service, $1,400. Whole home plumbing inspection bundled with install, $2,200. He didn't change his trucks, his techs, his parts. He added 2 checkboxes to the estimate. Within 60 days, his average ticket on water heater jobs was $1,210, 50% lift from 2 checkboxes. The other thing tiered pricing does that nobody talks about, it qualifies your buyers without a conversation. The person who picks foundation is telling you something about how they think about value. The person who picks command is telling you something different. You learn who they are by what they choose. And the people who pick the top tier are almost always your best clients to work with. They make decisions faster, they complain less, they refer more. Premium pricing attracts premium behavior. Here's what to do this week. Take whatever you're selling right now, whatever your one main offer is. Build a stripped-down version at 60% of the price. Take out 2 or 3 things that make a serious buyer uncomfortable to lose, and build a stacked-up version at 2.5 times the price. Add the things you'd love to deliver but never get hired to do. Then put all 3 on one page in front of your next 10 prospects. Don't sell harder. Don't change your pitch. Just show the 3 options and watch what happens. Your average deal size will move. I promise you it will move. The reason it works is not because you're better at selling. It's because you finally stopped asking yes or no and started asking which. Subscribe if this is the kind of operational stuff you want more of. I run my whole business this way and I share what's actually working.